streaming. Come on. Finally. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning trying to link the OBS system to YouTube. It's all good now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is Wednesday, new month, February 1, 2023. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go ahead and go around the horn. Today is a big day. Today is the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee, Federal Reserve rate decision. The expectation is 25 basis points. I got about a 40% chance we get a pause. More than likely, we're going to get a 25 raise. Watching the data closely from Powell and the rest of the people, and every meeting being live. Just giving the quotations because this is what they always say. So with that being said, we'll have to just wait and see. The last 2 days have been positioning. Monday was red, Tuesday was green. We are back to the scene of the crime. Just want to give you the heads up. Let's go ahead and take a look quickly before we go around the horn. Let's go to the daily. All right, we're back to the scene of the crime. December 12th, 2022. The last time we had an FOMC rate decision, we are pretty much right at the exact same spot we were. Welcome back to December. Now we wait, where we had a great CPI number that caused us to rise, and then Powell taketh away. Does that happen again? If it does, what do we expect? 4,100, guys. 4,100 on the S&P 500. This is the actual index, the actual spot. 4,100 S&P 500 is the level you're looking for. I'm not going to place an alert because I expect volatility to be high anyways. But if we go back to S&P 500 futures, it's a very similar chart as we know. So again, let's just place, you can always place the alert at 4,100, but we're back to that level that we were in December. So anything can happen here. We have had higher lows, but all we have done lately, guys, is retrace the fall from December. That's all we did. We made all that back up. You could see that we fell down here, got to 38.01. We're back to 40.75. That's about it. Now, does that mean that we're not bullish? Does that mean, oh no, it's over or anything like that? The good news, finally, we have a golden cross, the yellow over the red. The problem is not on SPX. It's on futures. Great, that's fine. I can live with that. But at least for now, we do have a golden cross on ES. We don't have a golden cross on SPY, the 50 above the 200. So again, we have to wait and see. A part of me just feels that this could be just a rug pull by the Fed. Maybe they do 50, who knows? At this point, I don't believe anything they say. I think in my mind, all credibility is lost in terms of what they say because they change every time. So again, I expect 25 and a pause. Again, that's about a 40% chance. The rest is more likely going to be a 25 raise and then possibly another 25 in March. But again, we'll see what happens. It's all about the reaction. We are near key resistance of 4,100. I talked about this on the newsletter. If you're looking to buy some hedging, if you're looking to buy some insurance, now is the time to look at it. If you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. Everyone is different. But again, expect volatility. If anything, we could go straight up. If anything, we can go straight down. It is a binary event. We don't know, but we can prepare ourselves accordingly. I still have those QQQ puts. The guys yesterday hit Google for about 20% in profits. We still held those Google calls, but it was a nice rise yesterday. So let's go ahead and get to it. Dow futures down 204, NASDAQ down 0.13. S&P 500 futures are down 15 handles. Russell down 0.26%. Crude oil pretty flat. Gasoline futures are down about 1.47%. Treasury yields are down 3.464%. The dollar is down big time today, 101.72. All eyes on the Fed. The VIX, 1969, up 1.49% this morning, excuse me. Gold futures, we are flat. Silver futures down 0.89%. Euro dollar's up 51 pips, 109.10. Thank you, dollar. 129.36 for the dollar yen. That's down 78 pips. Pound dollar up 24 pips. Bitcoin is flat. Ethereum is relatively flat. 1589 for Ethereum, 23,240 for Bitcoin. I almost didn't want to do a video today because it's really on the Fed, so really not much going on. But I'll answer this question here by a big booler regarding AMD. So AMD's, we're going to go to the chart here, regardless of the earnings right now, which I thought were okay. I mean, the bar was set pretty low, but they had a beat on the top and bottom. Gaming actually did better than expected. We broke out of 77.12. That's the level I was looking for in order to play calls. The problem is that it happened during earnings. So now we could see that 77.12 is that resistance. You do have the 200-day. If you are trying to play AMD, you need to break above the 200 MA of 79.24. Let me go ahead and get out of this alert. Let's see, 79. Let's cancel this alert. 77.12, I'll cancel that. Okay, so the 200 MA right here is 79.46 or 79.49. If you break that, I'm looking at getting to calls right here at 83.29. I would target around 84, maybe 83 strike. That's the gap to fill right there on the daily. You buy next week's expiry, and I think that's probably the way to go if you're looking at AMD. If you're looking for a pullback to play AMD, you need to go ahead and fill this gap here of around 70. If 70 does break, you got the trend line support here at 67. So again, either way, you're right in the middle of it. So we just have to wait and see what the Fed gives us. I mean, if AMD continues to soar with semiconductors that we had in January, then the 200 MA will break. And the good news is that we'll take a look at that gap fill here at 83.42. So I'm just waiting for that on AMD. I think AMD is a great trade here if you get a break above the 200 MA on the daily. Hey, Carlos, what levels do you have for Dixie, the dollar index? So nice to hear that people are talking about the dollar and yields. How wonderful. What a wonderful world people are talking about macro. The dollar, back to support, 101.71. You got to break below this yellow line here of around 101.60. We'll call it 101.50. The target that we have is 98.95. If that does break and we get there, you're going to get higher on the S&P, at least around 41.60, possibly 4,200 or so, maybe get us to the August highs. But that's the level I'm looking for. If this does hold, then we're probably going to get back to the 50, which is around 104.10, and if not, above to around 105. So again, another binary chart here based on the Fed. Thoughts on the Fed rate moving the market? Again, the expectation is 25 basis points. That's all we can expect. Really, it's anyone's ballgame. The question is really not the decision. The question is really what the hell is Powell going to say at the press conference at 2:30? Because last December, we were up, and then he started talking and we fell. So be very careful, guys. Again, if you have a lot of positions open in terms of short term, then you need to be a little careful. Start weighing your portfolio and those positions. See if there's anything you can take out in terms of profit, or understand that you're going into a very, very risky event where anything could happen. And again, if you're an investor today, none of this is really bothering you or concerning you. You're waiting to see what happens afterwards. Today, you really don't have to worry. But if you're a day trader, this is the Super Bowl. This is what we do. You know, I think every couple of months we get that lineup of the Federal Reserve and earnings, big tech earnings at the same week. I call it the Super Bowl of earnings. Kind of interesting that the Super Bowl is in 2 weeks. But still, it's very, very, not stressful, but it takes a lot of your energy to keep looking at everything. So, thoughts on ChatGPT and how Google may be replaced by it? ChatGPT, I talked about that in terms of Microsoft. Now, Google is not a stupid company. They know what they're doing. They're probably just going to create their own. I mean, that's really going to be the only competition. If Google creates their own AI, why not? I mean, they have their own Google. They don't have their own cloud. They have their own cell phone. You know, it's nothing different than what they've tried to do to compete with an Apple, with a Microsoft in terms of cloud and cell phones. I mean, I assume that Google will either create their own AI or even perfect one. So it's going to be an interesting arms race if that's the case between Google and Microsoft. Should be very, very fun for the future of research, for the future of, you know, people writing articles and stuff like that. You know, artificial intelligence is the future. Super scalper mode enabled. Oh boy, ain't that the truth? Again, just be careful, young interactive. That's all I care. Just if you're making money, I'm happy. That's all I care about. And if not, then I'm not happy. But this is the day. This is the day. Be ready. Don't expect much in the morning. You know, 2 p.m. That's when all hands on deck. And then usually the speech lasts about an hour. So right till 3:30 and power hour. So I wish I had more for you guys, but everything just weighs on us and the Fed. And again, it really depends on what happens. The problem is that we're right at resistance. The good news is that if we break out, great. And then we'll finally get that golden cross on SPX. Awesome. Everything is great. And golden cross, the 50 above the 200 is a very, very bullish signal. So I would start taking a look at some positions or some stocks that you wanted to buy on the cheap. It's not the cheapest, but again, a little cheaper. That's it. We'll go and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. Let's make it a great one. Happy Wednesday. Let's go ahead and kill it. We also got more earnings today. I think Meta reports after the bell. So we'll go ahead and go over that on Twitter. Any news, all news, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at GAR Capital. We're there to give you all the news and information you need. And it's always fun to do it. We'll go ahead and see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning. And have a good one, guys. Sniper mode. Be careful. Risk out there.